and I am coming to you on kind of a wet, a bit of a rainy morning here in Nebraska, but spring has definitely sprung. Anyway, I have so much to show you and tell you about that. Of course, this is going to be multiple videos, and I'll probably release, I don't know if I'll get to do them all today and released all today, but we'll just kind of go for it and see what we have. So Stitch Mania happened around here. It was my first ever Stitch Mania, and it went I guess as well as could be expected, considering we had a graduation. So our youngest graduated from high school, and you know, lots happening around that, including her last season ever of soccer and a big soccer banquet, which I was in charge of, and then of course her graduation, her party, senior blessing, all the stuff that went along with that. So for Stitch Mania, my original plan was to do 18 projects, 18 new starts, the first 18 days of May, and I kitted up 18 projects as Stitch Mania was going on. I did find a couple of new charts, or purchase a couple of new charts and switch out, you know, kind of do a switcheroo on things that I was planning to do and did something else instead. So I knew that it would be easy enough for me to do, you know, close to 18 new starts, but I knew that once we got to the 18th, or really the week of the 18th, which was like the 14th, was that Monday, I knew things were going to get dicey for me that week. We had tons of family coming in, tons of things to get done around the house, flowers to plant, house to clean. And I decided 2 rooms to paint in the middle of this. And in fact, you can see the kitchen is one of the rooms that I painted. But that was Monday the 14th, after deciding that I wasn't going to paint the kitchen before graduation. Woke up, changed my mind, decided I was, put Ryan to work. And it took us the whole day, but we got the kitchen painted. So hold on one second, the dog is wanting in. So anyway, the kitchen is painted, the new deck is up. It got stained. They finished staining it at 10:30 p.m. the night before all the family was due in town, the night before senior blessing. So it was, we were assembling deck furniture the morning of. Everything came down to the wire, which, you know, it doesn't always work that way. So, all that being said, I did end up with 14 starts for Stitch Mania. So I fell 4 shy. My plan was to stitch through the 18th. That would be my 18th starts. And then come the 22nd, when graduation was over and all the family had left, then I was going to do those last 5 starts. And I did not. I only got 1 of those started, and you'll see and understand why. I did a couple other things in the midst of this. I did several embroidery pieces, and I only have 2 of those here to show you. I have various vignettes set up all around the house with different displays. I have a tiered bowls on the kitchen table, and I like to put little smalls in there. And anyway, these were just freestyle drawn by me and then stitched. Excuse me. This is one of them, and it was just a little boot with some flowers. So I have this tiered tray thing. It has a rooster in it and a tin cup and a candle, some cotton balls and some tulips, and then this in it. And it's all these colors. It looks great. I have a quilt, an old quilt on that table, and this just looks adorable in there. Then also in there, I put this, which is another thing that I stitched up. Just, you know, simple, whatever, with a little chick fabric on the back. And yeah, so those turned out cute. I also have in there someone, I can't remember now who the person was, and this has cat hair all over it. I can't remember who the person was that told me, and I apologize for this, but someone mentioned to me that there were some patterns for sewn mushrooms on, I think it was maybe like Not Forgotten Farms website. And so I, of course, went immediately and ordered the pattern, and I made a couple of these, ordered the pattern and ordered this velvet to go to make these mushrooms. This velvet is so lush and beautiful to work with. I apologize, I'm pulling cat hair off of these. Anyway, this is so the stem is wool, and then the mushroom itself, the head of the mushroom is that velveteen, and then these are just pins stuck in there to look like spots on the mushroom. And that's sitting in the tray also. And I made two of these. I made a bigger one that I'm actually using as a pin cushion next to my sewing machine. And then this little one, and I would like to make some more of these. They're really simple to make and kind of fun, and I love mushrooms anyway. So did those. I did a little bit of crocheting, which if I have time I'll show you. I also did a little tiny bit of embroidery work, and then I got back to work on some rug hooking. I put all my rug hooking stuff away. My rug hooking frame is really large, and it has a chair that goes with it that I sit in to hook, and it's an old, not a very pretty chair. So I had put all of that away before company came for graduation, and just got it all back out last Friday, and got back to a rug that I had started last summer. And so I'll show you that here in one of the videos at some point. But anyway, I'm just going to go through the 14 starts that I did make, and I probably am not going to show you the ones that I intended to do but didn't start. We'll see how time goes and how many videos this turns into. So on Tuesday, May 1st, by May 1st, I did not have all of my 14 or 18 projects kitted up, so I wanted to start something that was already kitted. And so I started with Mill Hill Enchanted Pumpkin, which looks like this. And I love this. This is done on perforated paper. And I think I actually may have shown you this already, but I don't have a backing to this. But there's my start. Sorry guys, I'm kind of unorganized this morning. There's my start on Enchanted Pumpkin, and yeah, really pleased with that. And I haven't worked on any of my starts, any of my Stitch Maynia starts since the day that I started them. So while it would have been nice to work on everything a little bit each day, I just did not have that kind of time to do that. On Wednesday the 2nd, I did Stranded Jack by Plum Street Sampler, and he looks like, well, these are all called Stranded Jacks, and I did the whale. I started with the whale, and again, I think I've shown you this, but that looks like this, and love this stitch. I love everything Plum Street Sampler, but love this stitch. This is some coffee tea-dyed fabric that I made, and I love it. Came out really, really dark and splotchy in parts, and I love that. So that was a lot of fun to work on, and I hope to get back to that soon. All of these, I enjoyed every single stitch. On the 3rd, I picked up a project, and a problem that I was a little bit intimidated by. It's called Bufani. I think I showed it to you. It looks like this, and it is a little bit more more difficult of a chart to read, and has lots of color changes, and so only got the tiniest start at the top of, this is this part right here, the top of the wreath or whatever that is that goes around there. But I do love this chart. I love the story behind it, and I would like to get this done for, you know, this is one, because of the story behind it, these are kind of witches or hags, the Bufani witches or hags that are flying around. This could get put up in October and stay up, you know, through January or something. So that's kind of a fun piece. The next one was Thankful String. I love the strings. I've done the summer string, and I have the Easter or the spring string, and I wanted to get a start on Thankful String, which is Thanksgiving, of course. And here's my little start on Thankful String. Thankful String, I pulled DMC that was similar, if not the actual, from my stash. This was one of the few that I did not go out and buy all new DMC for. Then I worked on this. Now we are to day 5, and I wanted to work on something that was Star Spangled Saturday. And so I picked up the Rivera's Kit 1776, which looks like this. And love this one. Love the way that the colors pop. I remember going through all of these with you already, so hopefully I'm going to get to a few here that I haven't shown you yet. I am trying to keep them halfway organized here. Then for Santa Sunday, I worked on Christmas Bake. This was the 6th day of Stitch Mania. Christmas Bake looks like this. It says, I want to bake stuff, watch Christmas movies, and stitch all day, and it looks like that. And I'm doing this on a piece of old linen that I coffee tea dyed, and it looks like that to start with. Beautiful, lovely, lovely colors. That's another one I'd really like to get done for Christmas. That really should not take too long. Okay, now we might be to charts I haven't shown you before. So the first one is, and it's one that I switched out another project for, ordered this in the middle or just before Stitch Mania started, and then received it and decided to add it to my starts. So this is Basket of Eggs by Shakespeare's Peddler. This was a kit. I can't remember if the fabric was kitted or just the floss. But it looks like this, Basket of Eggs. Really, really cute. And it is, I am there on it. So just a few of those eggs done. But this is another one that would be really quick and simple to get done here this month. And I do need to get into Hobby Lobby and buy the box. Teresa has a tutorial up to show how to finish this using this box, and I need to get into Hobby Lobby and get that box and yeah, get that worked up. Okay, guys, I'm probably close to 15 minutes, so I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna insert a couple pictures of either the new paint and some of the new decorations in the house, or the new deck and the new deck furniture, or the vegetable garden, which we got planted this weekend, in the varying videos. So I want to leave a little bit of space at the end of each video for those. So I'll see ya on the flip side of the next video, and talk to you then.